Good morning and welcome to the Holly Hughes Podcast. Today, my guests are coming from Busan, South Korea. And I'm very excited because I personally have gotten to meet one of them a few times in the past, and she made my visit to Korea quite memorable and quite personable. And today we are interviewing both Akira Tsuboi, who is an artist, and Woo-Hee Choi, who is a tour guide and host and our interpreter for the day. So thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Hello, thanks
Good
for
to-
giving this occasion.
Yeah. So Akira is an artist, and I've seen much of your work online. And I would love to introduce people to you and your work through the story of how you and Woo-Hee met.
Okay. Was 2018, March 28th, spring season in Korea. And I went to a park, which called the Democracy Park. And to go to top, I need to pass the exhibition center. And just only 2-3 steps, then one picture left on my mind. And what was that picture? And I went back and I saw one really touched pictures about nuclear accident, which it happened in Fukushima, and the problems in Korea too. There are many informations about Fukushima nuclear accidents, but everything's about what someone heard about. But under the picture, on the floor, there were papers, A4 size papers, which is about what is really happening in Fukushima. And the painter and the writer, same person, literally he was there and interviewing victims in Fukushima. And during I read the papers, and one man said, "Excuse me," and I turned. That was him. Like K-drama, it's common in Korea.
To have a handsome artist be by his work in a park. Yes, of course. That's every day. It's every day.
At that time, she wore a very tight suit, very stylish person. So I wonder if I wanted to talk this person.
Was your hair long then, or was it also short?
The same.
Yeah,
She's not.
never changed.
I know she wears these suits. It's quite striking. Yeah, it's very handsome. Yebura. My big Korean book are very pretty.
Yep.
And he thought, he couldn't recognize is she or he, and he just to say, "I need to say something," and excuse me, and that's how we met. And the first impression about him was, long, thin black man. He wore black jacket. It was April, so a bit chilly. So long, thin, like a pencil.
That's funny. Akira, how did you get to display your work? Because what I have learned about exploring Korean history is I learned a lot more about Japanese history beyond the beauty. Japanese are very good at showing their beautiful side, but I think your art exposes the other side, like the reality behind the beauty. How were you able to have that exhibition there in Busan? How did that happen?
In fact, there was a Korean friend and Korean curators who offered to have the exhibition in Korea. It is not difficult, but in Japan, almost very, very difficult.
To do exhibition?
Yeah, to have an exhibition.
Hmm.
And the curator whom I met in Gwangju Biennale, many Korean curators very surprised about my artwork, and they feel pleasure that this Japanese start to express what they want. So quickly we got closer and have the exhibition in Busan.
That's
best.
amazing because you
Mm.
studied in Tokyo, yes? You studied
Yes,
art
yes,
in
yeah.
Tokyo?
Not
Did you
art.
not art?
Yeah,
I'm a
he's
self-taught artist.
Oh,
mm, his major is German literature. I call him literature boy. City boy, Tokyo boy.
I
mm,
love that.
mm,
Really?
mm.
What made you start? Did you always draw?
Yeah, recently. Yeah, yeah. At first, when I was 21, 20, young age, I painted basing on my emotion, just only pure emotion. But after that, gradually, I wanted to express the other persons. So needed to go to the place and started to listen to what their experiences. After that, I had to check the historical text,
Text.
text, or had to check the books, and like researchers, and gradually, present my way emerged.
Plus information. His father was newspaper reporter
Newspaper
and
writer.
writer,
Yeah.
and her mom studied French literature, and yeah, some in the family education and influence him to searching more what is truth, and his personality is more like really like a researcher. He loves to searching a lot.
Me too. Me
Mm.
too.
Mm,
Me
mm,
too.
mm, mm,
I love that your family also is artistic because many
mm,
or
mm,
curious in that way
mm.
because my father is an engineer, my
Ah.
mother is an artist, and I say I have both. Like I
Mm,
love the research, but then with the information I need to express, I need to
mm,
express it. And I
mm,
feel
mm,
like Kira's art is like that too. I like the materials he uses, and I'm wondering like what makes him choose the wood and the color. Is there meaning behind that for him?
Around my home, there is a wood shop very
mm,
close to
mm,
from my home,
mm,
so I could get very cheap veneer wood panel.
mm,
So I love that. I
mm,
wanted to make art what around me actually in my daily life. So I started to use wood panel, but gradually started to making historical painting and social problem painting. The wood panel has the wood layers. This layer is visibly very nice, but actually the layer is the time layer.
mm,
So it matches to what I wanted to express.
It's very cool for people who might not have seen his art. You can see like wood grain coming through, and it adds dimension to the art. It adds, for me, emotion, right?
mm,
Because some of
mm,
the faces that you paint, you cover, right? You
mm,
have their faces not seen or so realistic.
mm,
And I think that draws you into the story of your art,
mm,
right? Because again, of your subject matters, you tackle tragedies
mm,
in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, right? Like the power plant accident and the comfort women and some of the other things. So I find you very brave to keep to that. Is it hard artistically to always portray that, or do you feel that called to say that or the need to share those stories?
There are many very famous Japanese artists made this kind of artwork, historical problem or the social problem artwork. I don't need it to express, but actually, in my in my view, not sufficient. I needed to I needed to be a Japanese artist who express directly what is Japanese war, what is Japanese war crime, and what is the tragedy precisely, regardless the beautiness. Actually, I don't want to do that, but
mm.
because difficult to find, so I feel I had to paint.
I don't know what the word would be, but the like truthiness, like in the world today, right? Like what is real or what is truth or what is easily influenced or manipulated. Again, what I like about your art is that it makes you confront a truth that people keep saying no to. You use like black and white and red. I'm assuming for reasons. Does it mean something for you?
Actually, I don't have not so much time to painting. I have to go to the many places, and so some color need to very long hours to dry it, and black and white is not needed. So this is the one of the reason I choose the black and white. Yes.
In red.
Red. Red means because I studied about the what is Japan, what is Japanese, what is Japanese culture. It is inevitable to not use red because Japanese national flag is red. Yeah.
That's what I thought like when I looked at it. That's what I thought. I was like, "Oh, it's that very same red to bring it together." So you have the ability to draw in when you do actually do your portraits. Like you have that series of portraits of women. I think it's when you were highlighting the comfort women, as well as when the imagery with them being bit and whatever. Is there one that is easier to paint, meaning like it less emotional, or are they represent different things?
The first thing to him, Fukushima nuclear accident
Mm-hmm.
makes him like a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
so what Japanese government to do, and when he saw what's happening in there, they don't take any responsibility. After he drew about Fukushima, then they connect with history, and it goes to comfort woman. And even the name comfort woman is quite bad title in simple way, because it's a sex slave.
Actually, watching deeply into Fukushima, I met a nuclear power plant worker. He told me that how he started to work in Fukushima and as a decontaminated worker. He talked about dispatching systems, exploiting systems. This worked right after the Fukushima accident, very, very quickly. After the explosion from somewhere came to Fukushima, those who never minded losing their lives. The TEPCO wanted to this kind of person and put to the very emergency nuclear power plant. So it was very why this kind of system worked quickly. Searching or learning many things. Oh, this structure is the forced labor system committed during World War. There is a guy outside the area, accidental area. This guy gather guys, including homeless guy or those who have not so much money but wanted to much money. If you come to Fukushima, you get very big money in per day. But this is lie. But believing his story, many guys decided to come to Fukushima. But actually, they could not start life after that coming to Fukushima. These guys had to waiting. The office manager told them, please waiting. The time will come. But these guys, as believing that they could get huge money, so choose to stay in Fukushima using their money. And after that, they started to lend money from these offices. Basing on this shaking debt, their labor condition getting worse and worse and worse and worse. This is the start of exploitation. This is the same to the forced labor system. This is the first entrance. I started to see what Japanese society did during World War II. Oh, this keeps living in different names. Actually, this was the first occasion.
Mhm. Wow. It's like I had learned a little bit like in Korea for the horror obviously of comfort women is that they would place ads for people to work, right? Like thinking it was a different job. Is that
Yes,
how
yes,
it
yes.
is too, right? Like they fooled you into becoming a sex slave, which is so horrific. So when I was learning about that, I was like, it's crazy to think like that happens, but it did. And so learning the hard parts of our humanity, always a challenge. When I visited Busan and you showed us where the Japanese had leveled the towns, Busan, all of Korea is beautiful and mountainous and hilly, but there were parts where you let us be confronted by what war was. So I get emotional in this part. So I am Jewish. So for me, I very much identified with being leveled and erased, right? Not wanted here, being not like the same class of citizen. From my grandparents and great grandparents' stories that I heard, how they escaped. My great grandfather was only one of 9 children who got out. The rest of the family is gone. So when I see the world today being so easily confused, I'll use that word, or misinformed, I wish we could all take time to sit in the things that are hard and not convenient. So I think there is bravery in your art and in what you show because it's a piece of it. It doesn't mean that everything is awful, but because we love something, it doesn't mean that we can't know both sides, the good and the bad. That's, I think, part of humanity. And I think, Akira, your art explores humanity. So I'm glad that you are always sharing it. I think that's brave because again, if people don't know, the Japanese Korean history is complicated, a long occupation, right? You couldn't speak Korean, they were trying to erase the language, and yet you two met in 2 suits, very handsome people, finding that works. So in your relationship and what you do you like how does the being Japanese and Korean come together? Or does it always come together?
Actually, Woo-Hee is not a little bit strange Korean. Actually,
That's because we love her. That's why.
mine is a little different from
The average.
a little bit different. I'm afraid to go back to the hard story. When I exhibited comfort woman painting in Korea, an old guy who was a scholar in Korea, who could speak Japanese. We talk so much things. This guy asked me after watching my painting why there is the dark-skinned Egyptian in your comfort woman story. Why? It means that this guy did not know there was a victim out of Korea, especially in Indonesia or Timor-Leste. So it means that also Korean people tend to focus on the Korean and the Chinese female victims story through the public education. But I can understand as Korean focus on the Korean victims. This is natural. But actually, as I told you in my basement, this problem spread very fast in the Asia. So Woo-Hee know the this kind of the a little bit different shaped in nationalism. Woo-Hee recognized that need to prevent this kind of the different type nationalism need to watch the precise size or precise shape of the problem. So in this meaning, a little bit different. She's different.
Thank you.
But you are. You're striking, meaning very pretty when we meet you, right? When I met you. Look, he's smiling.
Thank
He's
you.
like, yes, she still is. She's mine. But what I liked is you showed so many sides. When we were walking down by the water, past the tree with all the spiders, but there was a house that I called the tree house because there's a tree growing through the middle. I have no sense of direction, so I usually have to find an object to be like, that should be on my right, so I'm going the right direction. But we passed the industrial, like the shops, and that is how my father grew up, like when a plumber. So like the smells were also familiar for me. And seeing those shots, I don't know, I felt like, so it's like, oh, I know this, right? So for me, like part of why I think I feel at home in Korea, even though I'm terrible at the language, and it makes no sense. There are things there that speak to my heart, good and bad, right? Like, oh, I know the feeling of I want my children to do better, right? Right? Like coming from, I think you were saying in Busan, they want their children to be educated and leave, and it's leaving space. So are artists filling the space? Because if I was in Korea, I would be like, give me some of that. I want that energy in and that, yeah, like what you see when you're in that place, what is that like now? What's going on there now?
Getting worse.
Is it?
Getting
No.
worse. No jobs. That is the biggest problem. And the most biggest industry in Busan is shipbuilding and trade. And we need a ship. We need to repair the ship. But as you know, the war with Russia and Ukraine and all things stop. And especially Yongdo, many ships from Vladivostoks, they come to here and buy second-hand ship or repairing. But it's hard to keep the works. And the place called Ulsan, it has really big shipyard there. So many workers are moved to there because they pay a lot. Stable. But in Yongdo is unstable. And the pay is lower than Ulsan. So it's getting worse and worse. And as you see, the environment there is not good. Literally bad condition there, really old house. It has full many stories about modern Korean history, like in 100 years. But the story in Korean expression, stories doesn't make you full. We need rice. That is the hardest part in Yeongdo, especially. Full of stories. Does that makes money? Pachinko, as you know, is a
Yeah.
really big issue in America, and written in English first and translate into Korean, because the writer is Korean American, and the book starts from Yeongdo, my place. But the problem is officers here, they don't know how to make money. That is another sad part. That's why I'm keep saying we need the sense.
Akira, do you think you can help bring the art scene there? Can artists like make a living there or help revitalize it a bit?
There are many artists living in Yondo. Yeah. I think there is a possibility in Yondo, I think. Especially we are together. As
Yeah.
together, we can make something a little bit different from just only Japanese or just only Korea. I think there is a possibility. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. And
Full of contents, actually.
yeah, there is so many contents in Yondo and other places, but it is a little bit very sad to see the inhabitant could not find, understand the value of the places. This is very sad. So sometimes people came from outside, started to nice business, were mining the local history or the specific goodness in this area. It is very sad.
They could see the value.
Yeah.
But through Yeongdo people, they could not see the potential of Yeongdo.
It is very ironical that the number who get out from this area, those who born in this place, Yondo is the number one. Young generation go outside this island. Very sad. And my
And
friend told me we love to the local places or the old places, but say to me, why you go to this kind of the poor places?
yeah.
I don't want to let people show our land's poverty. But this is the regular Yondo people's feelings. Very sad.
It
But
is. It's pretty. I think in places I've lived, those parts of town is where artists go because they could afford it, right? And then it becomes popular because the artists are there, and then people buy it, and then they can't afford it anymore, and it becomes like trendy or something else, but it's a mindset of some kind. But I could feel walking through, there's just so much potential there.
yeah. If I did not meet her, maybe I could make artistic somethings in Japan because no chances, no reason. But meeting her, she said to me, Akira, make some things as artwork of the Japanese historical program here. Many Japanese people, there is a many good-minded people and good-minded artists, but because of losing chances, they does not come to this way. But once started to step into here, this kind of relation started to emerge, and I'm very happy to some Korean artist has been supporting me and have exhibition collaborated with the Korean artist and try to watching the history precisely and try to the picking the common people's voice suffering. So even Japanese artists can express in this right way. So I want to know, I want to Japanese art living person watching our activity, focusing on Japanese society. Actually, their imagination and the mind is pretty closed and limited. And once step out to, especially Korea, well, perfectly different scene can make.
I have many Japanese friends, but yeah, with a few words, we could tell that they don't know about their own history. They never learned about their history. And we don't want money. We just want apologize. And
Uh, mm,
to know own history and face the country's history is really important to understand me and my society. And it could happen to me again.
mm,
But he was the first Japanese that, with a few words, these are Japanese,
mm,
know about their history. And that makes me talk more and more. And one of his pictures is about 65-inch and
mm.
altogether three pieces. And from far away, looks like it's beautiful Japanese kimono.
Oh,
But when you look at the picture closely, it's
mm,
about what they did in
oh,
Japanese era. And some soldiers breaking clocks and some soldiers killing people or experiment like human experiment
mm,
or rape the girls. That picture touched me, like shocked me. Oh wow. And with him, some part I noticed that, I don't know about my history. I'm Korean, and that makes me sometimes, I know history with Japan and Korea. But
mm,
when I see his artwork, I noticed, I don't know. I didn't know about my history. And Some professors, they are 90 years old. Yeah, and he's keep searching about Maruta, which is human experiment in China. Yeah, even that one, yeah, makes me. I didn't know about what was really happening there. Sometimes we fix our ideas that, oh, I know about this, but actually not.
We don't.
Mm.
Yeah, it's similar again in that growing up Jewish, I am told things that other people aren't told my whole life. This is our family's history. This is what we suffered. These are the things that were done. But I forget that the world isn't taught that. It's not pleasant, right? So instead, like I watch us become a scapegoat, right? Oh, you're awful, you're this, you're that. And so watching history repeat itself is sometimes maddening, but there's something about the way I think I think Israelis, they're a little different, like culturally, but the way they speak pisses people off. And so they can't hear the message. But when you're always defending, you get tired. What I love about art in both storytelling in with painting or sculpture is you are sharing a perspective that maybe someone wouldn't go look for, right? But then are drawn to, and it will stir an emotion, and I hope that makes them curious, right? Like, let me know more. What I would hope, because I can only see your work on a screen and I know it's much bigger. I get emotional about art. Because it matters. That voice matters, and how it's shared will land different for each set of eyes. And I think that's why I dedicated like my podcast to talking to creative people, because we interpret the world, we experience it maybe a little different, and we confront or express and reflect that which we have seen or felt back. I used to think I was helping people tap into their feelings, but now I hope I tap into curiosity. The world is full of feelings. Yay, you feel something. Woo, do something. Go beyond the first sensation, right? I think that's what your art does. You're sharing a history that is not publicized. So, what are you working on like next? What comes next for you?
I have to keep artwork related to Japanese and Japan society.
Mm,
And I want to make a painting about during World War II. There was a special high-class policies in
mm,
Japan. In Japanese, these policies force people believe in the Japanese religion, cult.
mm,
After the World War II, this cult prohibited by GHQ. But people, Japanese people, does not even the name of this cult now. They try to burn everything, but some document is survived and it become the three books. Reading through the reports made by these special policies, we can see what is Japanese society and why, including me, Japanese attitude a little bit different from other countries. We can see the Japanese cultural logic through this special policies document. I want to make painting about this. So the theme is still same.
Do you think they would let you display it in Japan too? Do you think they would? I'd be so curious. No.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It
Yeah.
is hard.
But
Even in Korea, it is hard.
I know he was in Warsaw. Your work was, right, in the modern art in Warsaw?
In Poland.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, many curators come from all over the world. I
Mm.
met and talked with. And one of curators was the Warsaw MoMA's curator. He said to me, writing, "You are the biggest artist finding, the biggest
Yeah.
finding in this year, and I
Oh.
want to have the exhibition in Warsaw."
Oh.
And, but actually, at that time was
COVID.
COVID-19.
So he did with copied one, not the real one.
Okay.
Mm.
That's okay. That's okay. It still
What,
counts.
yeah. What I wanted to talk is the until the Fukushima's paintings in Japan, many people watching and communicated with me and supporting with me. Your museum or
Mm.
media people, but from I started to painting the comfort woman, they never wanted to uh,
Invite me.
together with me.
Yeah.
So at first, I sent many mail to many people. Let's have the exhibition in this timing in Japan. This is very important. But no email came back to me.
Oh,
No replies.
No replies.
I know that feeling.
No
No replies.
replies.
No reply.
Those people, I had the very mutual conversation we had in Kwanju, but actually the reflection is like this.
It would also be hard, yes, to bring your art. I have a vision for you. Let's see if we can make this happen. But I think your art in a home, right? Like where the home is turned into a gallery. That would be amazing because then you're confronted with both what's safe and not. And then you confuse everyone with your delicious food so that you would have like this feast in a home. You have to make this happen. I'm so excited. Like if I would help. I would insult everyone with my English, but I think that's amazing. Like with the white wall, the rich history of the tile and the outside color confronted with the red and black and white that you choose. And then this food. So all your senses see, touch. Oh, I'm excited. I'm sweating. I want to make this happen for you.
With the picture there,
Yeah.
it's okay. But usually our main food is seafood. We really
Yeah.
love seafood.
I know.
And imagine there is a really beautiful and nice seafood front of you, Fukushima nuclear accidents
Yes.
paintings. Can
Exactly.
you eat?
But that would be part of the art, right? It becomes what
So that's
can
why we
you
need to
do?
protect our ocean.
Something, or you would have the food in the other room so they could go into denial. You have all the art, then you walk into the room and it smells so good, and they're like, oh, look what I can do. That's such a play on how we live. We see it, we ignore it, and then we're going to eat the yummy food. I think, oh my God, I think that is a cool, is that very American? I don't know. I just started shouting. I'm so excited. I want to make that happen. I really want to make that happen. I know that. Do you both belong to the same church? Because I know your church is important to you. Yeah. So how does that faith come into your work as well to support you or encourage you? I would love to know.
Yeah, definitely. He wasn't Christian. I wasn't
Mhm.
Christian too. And when I was 20, I became Christian. The first met, and after 1 year, he sent me text, can you dating with me? And I said no, just to be friends. But he's a smart guy. He knew it, why I rejected. And I recommend him to read the book Mere Christianity,
Mhm.
written by C.S. Lewis. And yeah, in Tokyo, but you ordered on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ordered. And after he finished it, he said, I think I need to read the Bible in person.
Mm.
And he bought the Bible, but he finished it in 10 months and he became Christian. We can tell he's real Christian or not, and no, not the not the fake one.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
understand.
and that makes us I can live together. We engaged and married, and yeah, we go to same church every Sunday, and we every day we share Bible.
Mm.
We pray before we go to bed. Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
me too.
Every yeah,
Yeah.
really thankful.
Yeah. That's how I
Blessing.
end my day, with gratitude. And
Because the
then,
blessing actually
yeah.
praying could pray
Uh,
every day.
yeah. I
Mm.
think for me, I thank for the day and what I have, and I ask to be better, a better
Mm.
person tomorrow.
Mm.
Like that's
Mm.
how I end my day. That's
Mm.
how I do it.
Mm. Mm.
The main point of my, as I said, my artwork is very hard work. The main
Mm,
point is the repentance,
mm,
크리아르다,
Confess.
confess.
Mm.
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 Oh.
Mm.
Japanese people does not know about the confession. Comparing German government how to deal with their war crime,
Mm.
they confessed their war crime.
Mm.
Of course, there is a problem in German too,
Mm.
but Japanese people does not know about the confession.
Mm.
So this is very important for Japanese. The Japanese people's the mind about guilty or sin is completely different from the confession. Japanese people believe that there is no confession. There is no way to waiting time and erasing, waiting erasing.
Mm.
After this erasing time, it it is good person who does not about refer to the guilty anymore. But so Japanese public education, historical education, not
Textbook.
textbook, reducing day by day, year by year.
Mm.
So this is very dangerous of Japanese culture. And the people around Japan, why Japanese people move like this? You know, once apologize, but after that denying the involvement.
Mm.
So for Japanese, what is the apologize? We can understand. This is the actually many Korean people's feeling against Japanese government attitude. So I think it is very hard to very bad things Japanese government committed precisely, but because there is the way of confession
Mm.
to start to get reborn, we need to. There is just only way to confess for Japanese, I think. And I'm very happy to meet her and become Christian. Without becoming Christianity, there is the impossible to understand text in Hiroshima.
Mm.
In Hiroshima, there is a monument. In this monument, there is a text written like this: "We never repeat these mistakes. Please rest in peace." But Japanese people cannot understand what is guilty. We Japanese did nothing guilty. But once becoming a Christianity, I can read this meaning. And also, why? Why? How Tenno and the Tenno family communicated with the GHQ and Americans?
Do you know the meaning of a tenno?
Emperor,
Emperor? Japanese emperor? Mm.
emperor, and even now the emperor's son goes to Great Britain and studied in UK. This shows we can see that Tenno have to learn about the not Japanese culture, including Confucius. I think this is my opinion. But after this recognition, we Japanese can understand our constitution. In the constitution, the first chapter is about Tenno, and the first chapter say that emperor is Japan and the Japanese people symbol. And at first we could not understand, but learning about the Tenno, Japanese people does not know about Confucius. But as the representative, Tenno went to many places, just only apologizing. This is apologizing voyage he did. This was, I think, his expression of the confession. But there is no people describing like this. So Christianity is very big for me.
I like that. Thank you for sharing that because it's personal, right? And as an American audience or culturally, not understanding how apology or a confession isn't part, right, of your culture. Interesting.
When I meet European
Mm,
customers, I always say, as Asian perspective, even you are not Christian, your culture, your country,
mm,
history, and
mm,
culture based with Christianity
mm-hmm,
on the Bible, it
mm-hmm,
means a lot. Like there is good and the bad,
mm.
and there is a good, and the next justice, then
Oh,
law.
mm,
There is a book, Law and Justice, but actually justice is first, then law. And the foundation is good. What is good? The Bible said God is good.
mm,
So what is God?
right.
Bible says God is word. So we need to read and understand and praying
Mm,
to understand and to follow the God's word. In Korea, Goryeo period and Joseon period,
mm,
in Goryeo in the Korea, back then the religion was Buddhism.
mm-hmm,
So the country's law based with Buddhism.
mm.
But Joseon period was
Confused.
Confucianism.
Yeah.
It's based with Confucianism.
Yeah.
But Europe and America
Mm,
is Bible.
mm,
So even you are not Christian, you said you are not Christian, but think about your circumstance,
mm,
environment, everything based with Christianity. Like human, where
mm,
is the word comes from? Like in Buddhism base or in Joseon period
mm,
base, if you show, even me, think about me, showing my face,
mm.
bare face, how
Oh,
dare you? No
mm,
way. And how dare you? You cut your hair?
right.
So it means a lot, really a lot.
I do. I
In
also think American history is so short
Mm,
compared to Asia, Europe, right? Just I
mm,
think part of me trying to educate myself is
mm,
that I know so little, so I
mm,
am willing to listen
mm,
and watch,
mm,
right? And then try to understand as much as possible. I think my understanding of Japanese cultures it has always been, I don't know the right word, pride, like proud.
mm,
And there
mm,
is what you see, and there
mm,
must be a world inside that we never know, inside
mm,
the mind or heart, because what is accepted or not, right? Every culture has that, but as you were saying, what is that based on? I find learning more about it confusing because I thought it was so beautiful. I just
mm,
thought it was also beautiful how
mm,
I don't know what a monoculture is like. Hmm?
mm,
In America, there's so many people, my family, very intermarried, right? So I always take a person as they appear and I want to
mm,
get to know them and
mm,
who they
mm,
are and learn more.
mm,
And when I was like traveling, I have not been to Japan or China or anything, but like when I was in Korea, part what I partly liked was the monoculture
mm,
in that there are rules in society
mm,
that
mm,
are standard. This
mm,
is standard behavior. Do not be stupid. Like that's my nice way of putting it, right? But honor your elders, or this is your quiet here, and it's a standard. And even though maybe standards aren't always comfortable, they do bring you to a common space. And I wish there was a little bit more of that in the world, right?
mm,
in Japan, usual Japanese cannot have the occasion to have conversation with Jewish or
Mm,
Muslim or
mm,
Christian or black or many type of non-Japanese people, including Korea.
mm,
This type
mm,
of Korean.
mm,
It is strange that in Japanese media, let's think about the present Korean society. Today is the representation is the Japanese top level Korean specialist university, but this guy is Japanese. And the Japanese talk about the Korean society. The,
Oh.
this is the no meaning. There is just only the Japanese word. It is important to know our cultures, people's talking, our cultures, people's logic to know. So this is very important. So when I was in university, I tried to read Bible, but I could not. Every time I stopped in after the Egypt, very tiny things written about making in the gold. This is size using these materials.
Yeah.
These pieces. I could not. But after experiencing Fukushima, I had to know precisely these doctors write what they wrote and what they talk. What is these differences? So even very difficult to read through, but I had to read through their logic to understand. So Bible is like this. Once I studied to Bible, I found that my image is completely different from actual Bible's saying. And also this can apply to the story. At first I thought that this problem was limited to the Korean and China or North Koreans and Taiwan's. But actually is completely different. So listen to the text or voices outside of me is very important. And this apply to also in ourselves. The Japanese world is completely changed before World War II or 100 years ago and present. So without learning how to read Japanese, ancient Japanese, it is difficult, completely different culture. But we need to this as a craft, not our culture, but our culture. Like this, I tend to put writing words in my painting. So I think as an artist, very interesting that many artists try to put artists themselves into the society limitation. But if there is need to express out of this social limitation, if we once express the out of society, this society how to react. This is very interesting. And Japanese people love to calculate, and Japanese people love to together. But outside of these together things, is sometimes need.
When I talking with the Japanese, I noticed that geography is really important because Japan is an island,
Yeah.
so I isolated. So their history, like have attack or became victim or attacked, it happens in Japan, not from outside of Japan. But Korea is always connected with other countries. We never attack someone. So need to see what is happening there. We are a tiny country, small country. So balance, always need balance. It's next to us, it's really big country there. So need to read what is happening there. But Japan never experience about that. Even now, Japanese history doesn't tell connections with other countries.
That's true. It's very insulary and echo. They get to be like I get Edo like period like different war, but all within the same country. That's a good point. But I think again that's what makes Akira's art so relevant in that he is exposing and sharing that confession, that apology, Like when someone's been hurt, if a person can apologize, at least acknowledge that was not good. Like you might not be able to find the right words, but it's a start. And that can change, I think that can change the world, honestly. Like it doesn't feel good when you make a mistake, right? Whatever that is, and especially if you don't think it was. So I'm sometimes I wonder if that is like the mindset. So I like that something beautiful, like an artwork, can be the start. And then what happens is up to everyone who sees it. I love that.
It is very exciting, you know.
Mm,
This is the Japanese society. In this limited boxes, my
yeah.
expression they does not want to, but need to express. So outside of Japanese society, there is my artwork. So if express this, what's happened?
Mhm.
Watching this is very exciting, I think.
Like one day he said, Japanese apologize is a bit different with other country. When we say sorry,
Mm,
means we not gonna that again.
mm.
But he said Japanese is more like when they say sorry, means it became zero. So
Oh.
could do
Yes, yes, yes,
again.
yes.
I love that. Well, that is great for my last question of the interview. I
Okay.
love it. Do like if you came with a warning label, I want to know both of you because I think you're both fascinating. What would it be? Like what would people need to know about you if they could in a little box? He's like, you go first.
You go first.
I think Akira is very funny. I like watching his eyes think. I'm watching he's always thinking. And I was like, oh, I wish I could speak Japanese because I could get so much more thoughtful. I see why you are both together. I could see
Thank
it
you.
works very well. You don't have to be serious. You can joke. I'm funny sometimes, but like my warning label is I will talk about Korea because I'm in love with Korea right now. So, your warning label is,
Curiosity.
mm,
Yeah, that is the most important thing for
yeah,
me.
I think so too.
I want to new Japan, lovely Japan.
Oh.
You know, basic of love, new Japan. No need to summarize mind. No anymore.
Summarize mind.
You
No need to summarize. Okay.
know, yeah.
I like that. Are you in a gallery now in Busan? Will you? Or where do you want people to find your art online?
Instagram.
Instagram. Follow Akira on Instagram. We'll have
Akira
that link.
Tsuboi.
Yeah. To see your work. I
And
want to say,
Airbnb.
oh yeah, and if you want to
Yeah.
visit Busan, we'll have that too. Reach out and your food tour. I don't know if you give everyone those yummy food tours, but I will be back in 2027.
Anytime.
I need a little
Ooh.
more time to save some money, but I plan on being there longer next time. Thank you for being part of the Holly Hughes podcast. Thank you for joining me. I know it's very late at night by you.
Yeah, it was really, really wonderful. And yeah, we really honor to with you.